What's up, nerds and nerdettes and wee little nerdlings all? It's your buddy Big Johnny G for Two Gun Pixie presents Legendary Gaming.
Shut up and sit down.
My number 5 favorite Marvel superhero game to play, Thanos Rising. This is an amazingly fun dice-chucking, dice allocation game where you are trying to prevent the mad Titan Thanos from acquiring all of the Infinity Stones, as it's all downhill in the game after that. The core of this I really love is assembling your team. You each start with a team leader in a base of operation. And you have to rescue. Basically, is what you're doing is you're using the dice allocation to either defeat one of Thanos' minions or to rescue and therefore assemble part of your team. As everyone you save and you assemble and you bring into your side is giving you different advantages. Most of them with how to change and mitigate your dice roll. Now there's this gigantic Thanos figure that completely dominates the table with its presence. And it's a really awesome presence at that. But it's more than just looks. It plays a part, and I like that. It plays a part with, depending on where it's facing, what some of the consequences of the dice roll are going to be. I also find that this perfectly captures the spirit of the MCU and integrates it. That's the word I'm looking for. Integrates it beautifully into this gaming system that they've put together. This is a game where an individual is going to win, but at the same time, it's a cooperative game. I like the way that combines and it works together. That there are going to be times where you're going to be helping each other out, but ultimately, only one of your teams is going to be successful in defeating Thanos. There are so many cards, so many heroes, so many possibilities, so many items of power as well that you can acquire while playing any game, and it has high replayability. It looks great. The rules are simple and easy, and nobody that I've ever put this game down in front of has disliked it. That's why Thanos Rising is my number 5 favorite Marvel game. 4. My number 4 favorite Marvel superhero game to play, Marvel Mayhem. This is a great and fun reskinning of Dungeons & Dragons Dungeon Mayhem. This game comes with 4 playable heroes, Iron Man and Scarlet Witch, Black Panther, and Captain Marvel. And basically, this is just a hero versus hero fight game. You get to pit their powers against each other. I find it to be basically well balanced, more or less, with the characters that you get to play and the rules. Just putting this game down and teaching someone is going to be very fast, very simple. It relies on a lot of iconography, and it even has a nice little cheat card for each of the heroes to show off the general and the specific icons. So this is a no-brainer to play. It's practically guiding your hand by telling you exactly what each card is through these icons. This, just like its predecessor game, is extremely fast-paced. It's very easy to play a best out of 5, for example, and still not quite get to an hour mark. The games do. They play that fast, and not only do they play fast, but by the time you finish the game, you want to. You just naturally want to go into another game. That speaks volumes. Yeah, this is definitely a must-have for fans of Marvel Comics, Marvel superheroes. It does follow the comics more than it does the movies, but either way, it's going to give you a hell of a lot of fun in a very fast, easy system to learn and to play. And I think that this is also a bit of a gateway game because it's so simple. that you can get people that aren't normally gamers that think, the games aren't worth their time. If they're a Marvel fan, you put this down in front of them, I think you're going to have a fan of the game. Yeah, this is great for Marvel fans. This is great for card combat fans, and it's great for filler fans, as it makes a great filler game. So those are some of the reasons why Marvel Mayhem is my number 4 favorite Marvel superhero game. My number 3 favorite Marvel superhero game, Marvel Villainous. I mean, come on! You get to play as the bad guy. You get to be a black hat for a chance. And it works it really well. It feels natural. It feels organic. It doesn't feel forced or this is a skin of anything else. It just flows. And I really love that about this game. Now, this is part of it's an independent part of a very successful, highly successful series of games by Ravensburger called the Villainous series. There's also Villainous Disney, which kickstarted, so to speak, the whole Villainous series off. And there's also a Villainous Star Wars. And I think that if you are a fan of any one of these games, more or less the mini review I'm giving right now kind of covers all of them, because there's very little difference other than IP, franchise, or skinning on these games. They all work fantastically well alone, and Marvel Villainous is no different. It has amazing artwork. I absolutely love looking at the artwork in this game. It makes me feel like this whole Art Deco kind of style, this retro style, and it is so fitting for this game. It helps bring it to life more than most art in games do. The villains feel really fleshed out. I enjoy how each of them has their own unique path, their own goals that they need to do. It fits. It feels really like you're reading a Marvel comic book from the villain's point of view. Yeah, this is a really easy transition. If you've played any of the other Villainous games, it's going to be a super easy transition for you to play this. If you've enjoyed them, I see no reason why you wouldn't enjoy this. If you're a Marvel fan, come on! How are you not on board with playing a villain? There's a few games that allow you to do it, but not many. So come on, how come you can't jump on board with this one? It's a lot of fun. You're going to enjoy it. It's going to be easy to teach, easy to play. I think this is a good game for families. I think you're going to enjoy playing it for a family game night. And those are some of the reasons why Marvel Villainous is my number 3 favorite Marvel superhero game. My number 2 favorite Marvel superhero game, Marvel Zombies. Wow, Cool Mini or Not knocked it out of the park with this one. It's part of it's an independent part of the Zombicide series of games, highly successful series of games that are out there. And this delves into the Marvel universe based on the original and other storylines since then of the graphic novel Marvel Zombies. Now, judging by the name of the company, yes, minis. Cool Mini or Not, and these minis most definitely are cool. They are super cool, fantastic looking minis. Definitely captures the super aspect of the superheroes and is going to make individuals out there who aren't painters wish that they damn well were painters when they see how beautiful these miniatures are. Everything, all the components of the game are absolutely fantastic. The multiple different boards you have, the building of the boards through different tiles to make each scenario look different and unique is wonderful. This has a campaign mode besides being able to be played as a quick little combat delve. And the combat system itself flows really fast. These games have played a lot faster and taken me and the 20-Sided Warriors by surprise by the streamlinedness of all of this, the combat, as well as how powers and abilities work. Now, this is the first, as far as I'm aware, this is the first of the Zombicide series that allows players to play as zombies instead of hunters. And wow, playing as zombies is fun as hell. It has a great system for hunger and devouring. And at the same time, does a great job streamlining the heroes, not overcomplicating them and their powers, maybe nerfing them a little bit too much from their original concept, but still providing a hell of a lot of fun and genuinely making you feel like you're playing that character and not a watered down ripoff. Me and the guys definitely also love the fluid turn system. A few games you find this in, not many, not enough. I think it's a gaming mechanism that could be used a little bit more. But yeah, the fluid turns from turn to turn, from round to round, we decide as the players who's going to go in what turn order. And that makes a huge difference. But you know what? We've lost as many games as we've won in this. So I don't know if it's making that big of a difference in our win ratio. But it feels really good to have that option. It's a certain freedom that we as players don't have in a lot of games. This is a leveling game. This is a leveling game. You're going to be leveling up. You're going to be gaining experience by basically devouring people. And, you're going to gain powers and abilities from the individuals that you devour, but you're also going to be gaining experience. And as you go up in levels, it's going to open up some additional powers of your character. Again, like I said, it's not bogging the superheroes down with everything you've ever seen them do in the comic books, but it's a small amount, and it's enough to really make you feel like you're playing that character. The hardest thing in this game is avoiding hunger and frenzying. But the system, it really flows and plays out quite organically. It doesn't feel forced. Not one time we've ever lost it and frenzied. We felt like the game was forcing something upon us. That's something else we all appreciate from this game. Altogether, all those reasons have given us tons and hours of fun already, which is why that's the number 2 pick for my favorite Marvel superhero game. My number 1 favorite Marvel superhero game to play has been, and this year still currently is, Marvel Champions, the card game. I was tearing this thing up before the 20-sided Warriors got their grubby little mitts on it. But since then, we've all fallen in line and fallen in love with the play of the game, the strategy of the game, the feel of the game. It does capture at least the combat sense of comic books quite well. Although there is a little bit of a stretch now and then, like trying to figure out how Rhino might beat Thor in reality in the comic books, the way he can throw out a one-on-one version of the game. But, letting that slide, it's been nothing but a source of fun for me in the 20-sided Warriors since we started casting these cards down. The rules are easy enough, something that you often hear me say, talking about games I like, because that's important. I'm not going to skip over that. Yeah, the rules are not overly bogged down, something that took us by surprise being a Fantasy Flight game. We thought it was going to get overly complicated, but they did a really good job of reining in the overcomplicatedness of some of their other titles and keeping this fairly streamlined. We also love the fact that this game allows for a sense of team-up. Besides the fact that there are certain character cards that have team-up abilities, such as Ant-Man and Wasp, the way that you can use resources for other players on their turns to help them out is one of the best examples of team play and teamwork that I've ever seen incorporated in a superhero game. We love how complete and expansive this game in its entirety is and how it is still growing. I currently have every single thing that you can buy for the Marvel superhero system of Marvel Champions, and it's still not enough. It's still not enough. But the fact that it is still continuously growing is amazing. The replayability factor alone, between the massive amount of choices you have for characters to play, as well as the different levels that you can set the villains and their schemes up for, makes this replayability, so far advanced. Talk about games never ever being the same, even when you're playing the same game twice. This is the poster child for that. I love the fact that this game This game is harsh. One or two wrong calls on your part, and the entire game is going to be lost. So in that sense, this game is very tough because of you need to keep your strategies on point with this. And that's challenging. I think that's the word I need here. Challenging, not tough. That keeps this game very challenging. Something that I don't find in a lot of other games, even some of my favorites. The challenge can kind of level off after a while. But no, that's not going to happen in Marvel Champions. There's always a way to alter something, to make something a little tougher, to change things up. It's always going to be challenging if you want it to be. I really enjoy the fact that this game has grown, and I don't mean just in the fact of the massive amount of expansions and hero packs that you can get, but the simple fact of how the game is experienced has grown and evolved without needing a second edition or errata. No, they take what works and they advance it with each expansion box that they come out with, and they tweak something else a little bit here, a little bit there, to the point where we now have full campaigns available to us. Currently, the three expansion box part of the X-Men campaign is fully realized, written extremely well, connects fantastically, and this isn't new. It's just better. It didn't start off this way. There was no real campaign mode at all, and they've advanced and they've grown and they've evolved. Again, as I said, without having to do another edition and force people into spending more money on things they've already bought. I appreciate that. I love that. The amount of fun that we've had in this game is ever growing and never ending at this point. These are the reasons why Marvel Champions the card game is still my number one favorite Marvel superhero game to play.